Well, Pride Month, a festival designed to indoctrinate children into harmful gender and radical sexual ideologies, came to an end last month. Across the Tasman in New Zealand, it looks like they might have hit peak Pride with its incursion into schools starting to go backwards. That's good news. Joining me now to discuss this is the CEO of advocacy group Family First New Zealand, Bob McCoskrie. Bob, welcome. I think it's obvious to any mainstream parent that so-called Pride and its sexualisation and gender confusion of children has no place in schools, but sadly that boat sailed while too many of us were sleeping and it found a strong foothold. But this year there's evidence that the tide might be turning, at least in your country. What's happened?
Yeah, hi Lyle, good to be on the show. I think it's interesting just to note that there is constant celebration of LGBT QIA++, and it's pushed in schools. It's pushed by the Ministry of Education, surprisingly. It was also pushed by the previous government. We now have what they call a centre-right government, although on social conservative issues, they are not centre-right at all. They are, I think we talk about a bit more about this in one of our next stories. But there has been the Pink Shirt Day, which is supposed to be about anti-bullying. It's not. It really pushes the LGBT issue and wants to get more indoctrination in schools, and we've warned parents about that. So they also started a Pride Week in schools, and we're not just talking about high schools, we're talking about primary schools as well, encouraging them to read books about gender confusion and about sexuality. And so we simply started to put out information about what the curriculum says, the type of books they were promoting. Last year, 88% of schools didn't have anything to do with it, but this year there was a big marketing campaign. The Ministry of Education themselves were promoting it and encouraging schools to get involved and have these books in the library and to do activities throughout the week. But the data came out from the groups that were promoting it, a group called Inside Out, and they actually admitted that the number of schools registered had dropped from 300 to 250 schools. Now, that is just 10% of our total schools in New Zealand. So despite the widespread marketing, in fact, schools, surprisingly, just want to get back to reading, writing and arithmetic. How exciting. And don't want to indoctrinate. Yeah, they actually want to educate. And I think a lot of people have realised that because we've actually provided information as to what's being taught and how extreme it is, that it's been a wake-up call for parents, and parents have gone down to their school and say they want nothing to do with it, and schools have actually listened. So a win.
That's fantastic. Well, let's hope it continues to go backwards next year. I think we've all had it up to here with so-called pride indoctrination of our kids.